question for you on this front. I'd love to, Tan and I have discussed this often, but I would love to know your reaction when first they did the Charlie Kirk tribute on the Thursday night game for
Yeah.
everybody. Call, then that was the NFL's call. I made phone calls to find out the exactitude of this. So that was Goodell's call for the Thursday night.
Could you
And
enlighten me very quickly on that reporting?
could I what?
Could you enlighten me very quickly on your
Sure.
reporting there,
Yeah, I called
please?
the NFL. Got the VP of communications on, and
Michael
he like,
McCarthy?
yeah, Brian McCarthy, and he
Brian
laid
McCarthy,
it
sorry.
out, laid it
Mm.
out. Plain spoken. You know, he's just like Thursday night was the Goodell call. Sunday night, it was up to individual NFL ownership as to whether or not they would do it. So then it becomes like this litmus test. Like
Yes.
I'm at the Ravens game because I was there that Sunday for reporting purposes, but I'm also there, knowing that that's the team of my wife's family, and I'm like, please no Charlie Kirk, please no Charlie Kirk, please no Charlie Kirk, and there wasn't. They didn't do it
Right.
at Baltimore. But what happened after that? A tiresome, might be bots in Tel Aviv, who the heck knows, harassment campaign of the people of who work for the Ravens
Oh.
because they didn't do a tribute.
Hmm.
You know, they don't have Steve Bisciotti's home number,
Right.
the
Right.
owner of the team. So it's like you go after the workers there because it's always about kicking down,
Yes.
always. And this idea that feels very fascistic to me of you are not mourning enough the person we are telling you have to mourn.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Hmm.
That's really something. Oh, and also, we will fire you if you publish things he actually said.
Right.
That's another
Crazy.
wow.
Right.
I've used
Crazy.
this line a million times, Rick, before you please, and by all means, then filibuster about what your thoughts are about the Kirk thing. But I've used this line a million times. I'm going to use it again. They keep comparing him, and I know this is just monstrous trolling, whatever, but they're comparing him to like MLK, whatever. You know, let's forget the stupidity of that for a second.
Mhm.
Imagine if after MLK died, his supporters were like to the media, you better not quote him. We don't want his words out there.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
of
like,
course.
how dare you tell the world he said, I may not get there with you, free at last. You know, it's like they want to punish you for quoting the man.
Right.
Crazy.
Because he was I abhor all political violence. He was that messed up a human being that he said things so hateful, and frankly it's just really disturbing to me that Jasmine Crockett is one of the few people willing to say it out loud when everybody should be. Coerced mourning is just frankly ghastly and grotesque and obscene. But Rick, your thoughts when you saw the NFL's Mourn Charlie Kirk campaign.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious how I felt about it. It felt like we were attempting to and were using sports washing in order to whitewash a white person's reputation that said just very dangerous, violent things. I mean, if anybody were to go through, because he did podcasts, he did interviews, he went on tour, you could find anything that you want. If you were to just type in list of Charlie Kirk's racism, list of Charlie Kirk's transphobia, where he attacked Leah Thomas, list of Charlie Kirk going after women, he was basically a less athletic Harrison Butker on the subject.
Mhm.
What really gets me about the NFL using his image is that and it goes without saying, we've all covered Colin Kaepernick, but it just needs to be stated very quickly that this was the same exact league that kicked out somebody for saying that racism is bad, the military is mistreated, and police
Yep.
brutality exists in the country. And he was kicked out of the league, where the Wall Street Journal even reported on a phone call that took place involving Stephen Ross, basically saying that, well, the president is very strong. He says that it uplifts me. There's really nothing that we can do. So they played by his rules. And we all know what happened there. Okay. So they set the precedent no politics in sports.
Hmm.
And yet, what we're doing in 20 plus home stadiums, or 20 is a long shot, in half of the home stadiums, a little less than half in the National Football League, is inserting politics into sports. It just doesn't really make sense to me. But what we have covered, and what the three of us have covered, and a few others as well, is that sports is being used to carry out, as Dave said, fascistic tendencies within the administration, whether that is somebody being honored, whether that is even for the US as a whole, military flyovers, whether it is Daniel Penny, JD Vance, Donald Trump, and others in a skybox as they're put on the Jumbotron with a Palantir logo right next to it. I
Right.
just wish everybody would understand and read these signs that sports have always been political. They're just putting it into overdrive to carry out a certain agenda that fits them.